Hi, so I'm sharing with you guys a look inside my Art Toolkit watercolor carrying case for like plein air or at home watercolor painting, and also a few of my different watercolor palettes from Art Toolkit. So let's get started. I'm Tammy Inman and this is A Peach Life. And this is they call it the pocket one. It's bigger than pocket size if you're thinking about it compared to an insert. But it does hold pocket size really nicely, the Moleskine, and that's what this one tend to carry with me in here. But I wanted to share a little look. I know past videos I've shared a little look of organizing and how I set things up and so on. And just out the gate, like I said, I've shared in past videos, but I've added this piece of elastic on. I'll link that video in case you want to know a little bit more. I did that to hold my little cup and my little like erasery, the little erasery type stuff. And so I like having that over there so it's not taking up a pocket, because you can use a pocket for it. So this has been, since I shared with you guys, wonderful. I know I've shared other ways of how I organize my little main go-to watercolors and such. And I'm always kind of like switching to my Pagan All little zip pouches and different little things. And I'm always trying to condense smallest, because I like to get the most in the very smallest, but most organized possible way, right? But I will say that I was just like, just stop, because I'm like, where's this brush and where was that and all these things. And the truth is this Art Toolkit is designed to really hold all your items how it should be. And in another video, I shared about a case that I got for travel, and especially like on the plane and things. And this is so good because everything's in its place. So if I put my stuff on that little table, nothing's rolling off. You can see everybody is in its place here. And then I can work directly from here to do whatever I need. So I really, really love that. And I don't have to worry, is this going to roll off? Is this going to take off? And I can set up my little cup and such. And it's kept me from switching around. I just told myself I need my things to really have their purpose. And I know it's so fun to switch in between, but for me, what's even more fun than switching things up as we get is to have an item that just fully is functional for exactly what I need. And once I added this elastic piece, this became that for me. So let me show you. And I don't switch. Like, shockingly, I do not switch. I may want a different watercolor notebook, and no problem. I can still take this with me and grab that additional watercolor notebook, say I want to take. I have a few of the different sizes from Pagan All, but if I want to take this one, this tends to be one that I like to watercolor in. This one has been in progress for some time, but then I can grab that. I don't have to take this notebook with me. It makes this thinner, but I still have everything I need in here. And I can take any sort of watercolor notebook along with me, larger, smaller, however. So, and I know that I automatically have whatever I need in here. So if we're running out the door and plans kind of changed and it's like, oh, we're headed up to Atlanta, we're going to be gone for a while today, and there's traffic and yada, 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 I just grab this, throw it in my tote bag or my handbag, whatever I have for that day. And I know everything's in there. It's not like, oh, Tommy just knocked over the mic. Thomas did. It's not like, oh, I don't have my brush, or is my spray bottle in there? It's all in there. It's amazing. Okay. With that said, I wanted to share with you a really cute little palette I got. and it's from Nico Neko. They had a long one and they had this one, and I was just hoping like, oh, that guy fit perfectly in there, and he does. It's just so cute. Of course, there's a little cat, and I was like, it is an absolute must. A little mixing palette. It's not necessary to put in here, but oh my goodness, is it so fun, because you do have in your Art Toolkit palette your own little mixing spot. And say you got this from Art Toolkit and you don't have their palette that's made to really utilize in here. Other palettes do work if you were to put in here, and they bulk up. So just know that. They really bulk up, but you could put one in there and you can close it up, and it makes it a little thick and chunky. But you can, if you're just looking for a case and you have a palette that you love and you're not wanting to invest or switch up to an Art Toolkit one because you really love yours. And I love that. I love when people have a palette and it just works for them so well and they love it. This is Kramer pigment. Kramer. I always say Kramer, but it's Kramer pigment in New York. And I love when people can just work from a palette. It's their must. It's their go-to. They can create everything out of that one. I don't think I'm that great. And I love to switch up a bit. But nevertheless, I want to show you guys. And I've shared bits and pieces in the past. But your Art Toolkit one, like say I don't want to carry this in here. And I just want to utilize from my pan the little mixing spot. I have a slot that can hold 2 of the pocket ones. I can put one of the pockets, one of the minis. This one holds, I've shared with you guys that great little mixing palette from the workbook, the watercolor workbook too. And I have these colors in different palettes of mine. This is a mini version of those that you can mix so much goodness with. So you could put that in. And if you wanted, say you wanted another little palette, this is a little mini gouache one from the Instagram My Mellow Days. She's amazing. You guys would love that. You might want to check that out. You can put 2 in there. So it can hold 2 of the mini palettes. And the palettes come in the 3 sizes, the smallest, the pocket, and the folio. But one of these is beyond perfect for just take one of these in watercolor and you are good for the day, for days. I mean, it's perfect, right? This has a mixture of Royal Talons Van Gogh, Daniel Smith, Winsor Newton, and maybe a couple random ones in there also. And like when I go to planner meetups and things, or my planner meetups, sometimes we will bring a new tube and share and fill our little pan, fill like one little pan with it. I never try to fill a big pan. I don't ever want to be greedy, but I'll bring a little square and put some in there, which is nice to try a color. So that's why I'm saying, and some extras. So again, that one's just nice enough, and to have a little cute fun palette is great, but you can put that mini in there, put that mini in there, put that pocket in there, and you can put a full one in here. This is my newest one that I filled. It's all Winsor & Newton paints. Look at, I think that wasn't fully, it was not fully dry when I put this back in. Oh, darn. I'm going to have to clean that up a little bit. But my point is to show you that fits in there also. And this. So if I'm not sure what palette I want, what things, one palette is more than enough. Know that. But say I'm out and I want to try my new one, I want to have different things, I can take so much with me and I'm ready to go. So I will share with you, I am trying to simplify and utilize each thing for its purpose and not switch out. That's not to say I may not show you something else or try something, but my goal is to have a case or an organizer or something to really truly serve its purpose and find that specific one so that I'm not switching out so much. And so it's not a little stress, but a complete joy. And then over here I have like a little a pin, you know, those little when you write so it doesn't press through or however. And I'd like to utilize those to, this was a Hobonichi one that I trimmed down. So if you can't find a pocket size one, you have larger, you can trim it. And these are those extra little water absorbing type of cloths. So that's great for catching my water. And I've shared this, but say you want to paint, and it doesn't really matter which way you go. If you take one of these little pencil boards, it doesn't matter which one you use, but you can kind of take this in any size of your palette and you can flip that open. And I just kind of gather mine up like this, or whichever way you want. And well, I'll show you this way. I was getting a little crazy there, but I'll show you what I do. And you can adjust yours for however's needed, but because this is longer, I'm going to clip it to the side. So when I go to paint, I'm hands-free and I can do my stuff, do my palette, wipe off, dip in my water, and paint. And then if I'm going the other direction, and nothing, because I have this, when I wipe, nothing's going through my page. So you could flip it this way also. Sorry for those who've already seen this. Okay, so I like my little pencil board to hang out a little bit. I clip that. And again, I can add that under however I want. It's getting stuck behind there. Okay, nevertheless, there it is. I do my stuff. I paint. If you have your small one, again, whichever way you go, you have your small one. You do that. You get your little book. You clip everything in. And again, you could paint. You can flip that however you want, put it at the top, leave it like this. That's what I mean by like everything's sort of contained in here. And when I'm traveling or working at a little spot, I'm never sort of feeling like, where did I put everything? You could see how just everything lines up so nice. And even the large one, if you're utilizing that, I want to show you, you can still clip everything on. I just bring it up a little and clip here in the corner, or you can clip your pages here, and then I can tuck this. There we go. Sorry, I'm like with you guys. Let me show you. I'm not showing you what I'm doing. I'm tucking that here, and I'm tucking this here, but I'm going to bring it up, and then I'm clipping this here. And I took it apart so you could see, but the whole point is that you have, and you could scootsy that. Dip your thing, do your brush, tap, tap. You can pull that up if you need. And it's just sort of staying secure with that tightness. But the point is, adjust and play with that. But you have that behind it so nothing's leaking onto your page, is my reasoning. You can also turn it this way if you wanted. and clip on, but just play with yours and use whatever clip you want. And then under here, I would tuck that under. Okay. And then just sort of use that as that, do my stuff. You get the idea. For the smaller notebooks, it works really well with the pocket and the smaller one, but it can be adjusted if needed. I typically don't put my big one on my little one. I just set it here with me like this. Let me show you. Hi, Tom. Let me show you like this and like this, so that I'm all working right from one. You could even clip that at the top if you wanted up there. So you're kind of all working from the same, but there you go, like that. Like that. All right. But you can, again, play with it and see how it works for you. But I had shared in the prior video for my little Midori notebooks and my Moleskine notebook and my little go-to for on a plane for journaling, writing, all that kind of stuff. The Superior Labor little case that worked really well for me. And I'm going to set up for how I'm wanting to travel mine right now. I took with me to my service appointment. Oh, no. I'm going to clean this up. That paint really got a little everywhere. But this is my setup for and I took it to my service appointment. And it was like so wonderful and nice. And I've taken with me a few other things, but it's just nice to have everything in its place and a place for everything. And that really is how it is for home and things too. Like when you buy things, when we don't have a spot for it, like that clutter can tend to really build up. So I have to know, like, do I have a spot for that? Can I create a place for that? And if not, what needs to go? Do I really want this to give something else up? So I want to make sure I'm not just sharing things, but like there's a purpose, there's a place for it, a way to utilize it, and that it can help others, not just myself, or spark some ideas for you. So if you enjoyed this or something here you enjoyed, please give it a little, click that little like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.